Okay, 7 o'clock, I'm going to call our meeting to order. It's the Tuesday, June 27th, regular Select Board meeting. And the first item is approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. I know we have some changes. Can you just review for us what?
Sure. We have not received number 8, change order for the Exchange Street Bike Ped project, so that can be removed from the agenda. And we do have the need for an executive session for several personnel items.
Okay, are there any other requests for change? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the draft agenda with those 2 amendments, signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Next is approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. There's some minutes. Let's see, anything that anybody would like to call attention to in there? Yes.
Brian, I'd love to get someone who was at the DEI meeting to explain a little bit. I read the minutes and I didn't quite get what the next steps in the agenda structure were. So maybe that's a select board comments thing towards the end.
Our,
Y'all,
Do you-
2 of you were there? 3 of you were?
It's your committee. I mean,
No,
I
it's
wasn't
not. It's not.
there. You're on the committee.
I am on the committee.
Not on the committee.
Yeah.
So I'd be happy, since I wrote the minutes, to talk more about that. We are at a point where we have identified some preliminary goals we'd like to work on. And the next step is to flesh those out a little bit and what our next steps might be in actual tactics and approaches with that. And we're going to talk more about that at the next meeting, and as well as coming up with a charge for the committee and a recommendation for the committee, since it is a work group right now, and bring that back to the select board. I don't think we'll get that together for the 11th, but maybe the second meeting in July, we'll be coming back to the board.
this is what the deliverable
Oh,
looked like
So,
I don't know if I saw that.
coming out. That's the format, and then we've got to finish filling it in.
Oh, nice. Okay,
and additionally, our consultants will be submitting a final report
great.
as part of their deliverables.
Thanks.
Okay. Any other? If not, then we have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, aye. And next, we have an opportunity to, so Karen Mott, who's appointed to fill the position of the Middlebury Town Clerk at our April 9th Select Board meeting, or May 9th Select Board meeting, is going to replace Ann Webster. Ann's last day as Town Clerk was June 27th, or is June 27th?
Oh, well, it's today.
Yeah.
Yeah, June 27th.
Yeah.
At 5 o'clock.
Yeah. So, and at 5 o'clock, and she's no longer the boss of that office. She was told. So, first I would like to recognize Ann for all of her years of service to the town of Middlebury. The town obviously respected everything that you did. You could tell by the way that people supported you when you ran, and by the way that they commented and came to try to help on different, whenever you were looking for volunteers for stuff. not everybody runs out to be volunteers to set up tables and all, but you always seem to have plenty of volunteers there. So you've done a great job for us, well-deserved in retirement. There's those that are watching that may not realize Ann actually came to us because she was concerned for the town of Middlebury. She had already given us her notice on retirement, and she would not walk out and just leave us holding the bag. A really, truly magnanimous offer on your part to stay while we went through an appointment process, since nobody else stepped forward to run. And we really appreciate it. As a little thank you, we have some travel bucks, and maybe it's gaming bucks, because for those who maybe don't know Ann, she likes gaming. So, we thank you, and we do have a card with you. A few that-
Wasn't expecting all that.
And so we would then look to appoint our next Middlebury Town Clerk, Karen Mott, and I would look for a motion.
I move to appoint Karen Mott as the next town clerk for the town of Middlebury.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's like that little, that's the Who.
Little Cindy Lou Who.
Faceless voice.
And now that the appointment of Karen Mott has occurred, I move to proceed with administering the oath of office to the incoming clerk.
Second.
Do we have to second that? I mean, it's Amanda.
I think it's supposed to be.
Have you raised your right hand?
I thought so.
Karen, do you solemnly swear or affirm that you'll faithfully execute the office of town clerk for the town of Middlebury and will therein do equal right and justice to all persons to the best of your judgment and abilities according to law? Also swear that you will support the Constitution of the state of Vermont and of the United States, so help you God, or under the pains and penalties of perjury. I will.
Thank you, Ann.
Sign
Congratulations.
it here. This will be filed tomorrow morning with the county clerk, and ready to take over, aren't you?
Oh.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Yes,
You all.
big shoes to fill.
Yes, massive.
You got good sized feet. right?
Yes, I have
Yeah.
large feet.
You know, I'd like to say something, as most new people in town, Ann was the first person I met.
Yep. Sure.
She,
And you stayed.
and I stayed, and I've had to meet with you many, many times, as all of us citizens do, so I appreciate everything you did for me and my business, so. Always been welcoming and always been able to help, thank you.
Thank you. And I'm expecting all those volunteers you were speaking of will be helping Karen right along.
I sure hope so.
She has my cell phone number.
Yes, I do. Your address.
Thank you.
Next is citizen comments. I don't know, did anybody join the meeting?
Yes, we have 3 attendees.
We do, okay.
If anyone in the listening audience would like to make a citizen's comment for something not on the agenda, please raise your hand and I will recognize you. Thank you.
And not seeing that, we're going to move forth to nominations and appointments. First is appointment to the Development Review Board of Jeremy Rathbun. At the last Select Board meeting, Jeremy's application was reviewed and nomination was approved. And there is a summary in our packet, as well as Jeremy's application, which is included. We're chasing her down with her with her thank you.
Yeah, that's right.
Jeremy's a licensed engineer in Vermont, as well as a certified pollution abatement operator, has been a resident of Middlebury since 2006. He's previously served on the town's Energy Committee, the Sports Commission, and is a fence viewer. He's also presently an employee for the town's Public Works Department in the wastewater division. Are there any comments or questions? If not, pleasure of the board.
I'll move to appoint Jeremy W. Rathburn to the Town of Middlebury's Development Review Board for a 3-year term.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Next is appointment of alternate to the Addison County Regional Planning Commission, Will Pitkin. At our most recent select board meeting, Will's application was reviewed and the nomination to the position was approved. Will received both undergraduate and graduate degrees in environmental planning, focusing on environmental issues directly related to Vermont. Will also work for the Lake Dunmore Fern Lake Association Milfoil Control Program from 2007 to 2011. Any comments, questions, or anything other on his application? And if not, the pleasure of the board.
I'll move to appoint Will Pitkin to the position of Town of Middlebury's alternate on the Addison County Regional Planning Commission.
Second.
Moved and seconded. We had a tie. We will flip quarters for that, and I think Dan gets that second. So, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And then some reappointments. The ACRPC Regional Emergency Committee membership. The Addison County Regional Planning Commission's Regional Emergency Management Committee coordinates and supports regional all-hazard emergency planning and preparedness activities to improve each region's ability to prepare for, respond to, and recover from all disasters. Each municipality in the county gets 2 voting members, the local emergency management director, and a representative of the local emergency services community. For this appointment process, the Town of Middlebury's emergency management director and police chief is Tom Hanley, and the emergency services representative and fire chief is David Shaw. They're being presented as nominees again to this organization. Their terms would run from July 1st of this year to June 30th of the 2024 calendar year. Questions, comments, or pleasure of the board?
I'll move to reappoint Tom Hanley and David Shaw to serve as the Town of Middlebury's representatives with the Addison County Regional Planning Commission's Regional Emergency Management Committee for 1-year terms expiring June 30th, 2024.
I second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. We have moved 8 to the next meeting, hopefully. It's what's between us and getting started on this. That one's been a long time coming. Talking about the sidewalk on Exchange Street. Next item is a grant application to the State of Vermont Department of Environmental Conservation for funding to improve wastewater pretreatment facilities at the future site of operations. Is Jeremy Palmer by any chance, or is he?
No, that's Will Pitkin.
Oh, okay.
I
Yes.
believe that Jeremy is going to attend in person. We're running a little bit early.
We are running early. Why don't, is Howard in with us right now?
I don't see Howard in the audience yet.
Joni? Not with us.
I
We'll just go
don't
to check
see
once.
Joni.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. So what do you want to talk about?
We can't talk about anything unless it's on the approved agenda.
I know it.
Is the Ben Franklin still for sale?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I can check on that.
What's on Court Street? It seems like there's a couple more houses that have joined the We Don't Mow Our Lawn group. Is there anything we can do about that?
Sure.
What?
I mean, we could create zone it, maybe we can't.
I would not be in
I wouldn't.
favor of that at all.
I would be in favor of it,
I
but
think people can have a crappy yard if they want to. Grass is not good for pollinators, like, you know, there's- if somebody doesn't like the way it looks, they can not look.
buy it.
Just curious.
Yeah.
You're a no-mow lawn person?
We mow, but I don't like the idea of forcing people to do
No, I'm just wondering about.
anything with their
if they're-
lawn.
Be interested if they're elderly and need
Jeremy?
help.
Right on time. Saved by the bell. Here is Jeremy. Come on up.
Sorry for the delay. Water main
Oh, you
break
were
on
up.
my road.
We're
so-
ahead of schedule.
Oh, excellent.
Thanks for being early.
Yeah. Well,
So we teed you up that
Excellent.
we're looking at a grant application.
Yes.
To the Vermont Department of Environmental Conservation, and you can take it from there.
great. So we took over the Otter Creek Brewery late last summer. Harpoon bought the brand, we bought the building, and we've been trying to move some of our bottling and blending and operations into that building. We've been doing renovations over the last 6 or 7 months. They removed their equipment in November, so we took over really November, December. Learned very quickly that the wastewater system was pretty dilapidated. A lot of Band-Aids, a lot of things had sort of been cobbled together over the years. And it's been a struggle. We've just had kind of one thing after another break. Trying to work with the town and learn the system, but there's just been a lot of things that are broken and not working correctly. So we've had to kind of patch things together to keep it going so that we could just get rid of the waste that was left over from Harpoon in the proper manner and deliver it to the town in the right way without it being out of balance. It's going to take a lot to get it back the way it needs to be so that it can work properly and safely, discharge the town without being out of balance. So that's what we would like to do. Alec Distler from Champlin Associates is somebody that we reached out to for a design of how we could improve the system. He came up with a proposal. I have a narrative here that he's written. Some of the specifics of what our needs are and how this will help our company progress and hopefully be able to continue to expand in that location and make improvements and bring more jobs to Middlebury.
So really big picture, looking at some pre-treatment capacity, wastewater pre-treatment capacity for this company so that they can discharge responsibly to the
Yeah.
town's facility. Last time we spoke, you were working on some numbers for the equipment and the installation of the equipment, and it was in the $75,000 to $100,000 range for what they're looking for the grant application.
Yeah. The final estimate I got from Alec was 125. We're hoping that we can reuse some of the existing stuff, but that's his sort of ballpark conservative estimate. That includes pH monitoring, sampling equipment, flow meters, level controls, and other monitoring and control systems. And it kind of needs to be completely overhauled. It was not in great condition, and there's no redundancies there either, so there were accidental flow outs and things like that. Now, we don't plan to use it quite the same way as Otter Creek was, so we won't, certainly in the short term, do not plan to be flowing out. I think they were permitted for 20,000 gallons a day, but we'd like to be able to maintain that permit to expand to into the future.
So, this is a little bit different from other grant programs. The town would be the applicant, and the sub-grantee would be this business. It is a competitive grant program, from what I understand. And the applications are due July 26th. So would you be in a position to come back to the board with a completed grant application for their endorsement?
So yes, we have most of that stuff put together. There's some information we're still putting together from
So
our
at their
company and-
next meeting on July 11th? That would give you time to package it all up and submit it by
So,
the
yeah.
deadline.
Yeah, and I'm happy to share this with you guys as well. I can email to you. I just finalized it with Alec this morning, so I can forward you this information so you have it in front of you to look at.
And then we do a letter of recommendation, or, because the applicant, in my understanding that they would actually be the applicants?
No, we would be the
So it'd be-
applicant.
we'd be the applicants,
Yeah.
okay.
And we'd have to have a memorandum of understanding providing for the
Right.
administration of the grant and the funds
Yeah.
in compliance with federal regulations, and
Yeah.
state and federal regulations.
Okay.
And we'll be able to get that all together before they're due.
I'm confident that, I mean, I have the majority of the application set with Alex already.
Okay.
He's done these before, and they work, the wastewater is their business. It's something that's new to me. I've been learning as we've inherited the building, so I'm leaning on them and some other associates that we work with, like Otter Creek Engineering,
Yep.
to try to help us go about this the right way and tell us what we need to make this work.
And how does this fit in with the plants, or the energy,
Purpose Energy.
purpose energy
Yeah,
plants?
so currently the way the building is set up, all the drains go to a 1,000-gallon pit,
Yeah,
and then that is pumped into a 20,000-gallon holding tower, where it can be, right now, inefficiently circulated so that acid or caustic can be added to balance the pH. And we also have to sample and send away to lab before we can discharge to the town. Right now, the equipment that was used to add those chemicals to balance pH are defunct, and so literally the way they were doing it at the end of Otter Creek was just pouring it into the pit. So somebody was literally taking a bucket and dumping some in, letting it circulate, waiting to see if it balanced out. We'd like to get back to a safer way of doing that.
Is your water basic because of cleaning products? Is that why?
Cleaning products, they were using their, any of their waste mash and stuff like that was also going in
Gotcha.
there. Your question about Purpose Energy, when that's online, we hope to be piping directly into their plant. At our distillery in Shoreham right now, we do tanker, and that's where we send it. We send it to Burlington, so
okay.
We're
So you're
already in-
already working with them.
we're in talks with them. I think they're kind of counting on our product going in there, and
They were, that's why I
Yeah,
was just curious how that.
absolutely, yeah, we're still in line with that, but all the drains go to this pre-treatment system. This also would be, my understanding is this also acts as a containment if we were to ever have a rupture of a vessel. So it gives us basically a holding tank
Yeah,
before it can go anyplace else.
that's your spill prevention
Yeah.
plan.
So
Okay,
having a way to control that is important.
okay.
And to be able to know what to sample it and adjust it as needed.
And Champlin Associates is one of the town's contractors for
Okay.
wastewater treatment.
Good to know.
Any other questions? Guess we'll look forward to seeing the packet and hopefully
Okay.
approving it on the 11th.
Okay,
Okay?
I'll make sure we get everything together earlier than that, so you guys have a chance to look it over.
Brilliant.
Appreciate
Thanks.
it.
Thanks for the introduction.
This grant, have we looked at other parts of the town or other businesses in the town? I mean, this is a grant to our community, there's $3.6 million, and I know
Well.
other communities have.
There's 3.6, but they say they've allocated 2.8.
Yeah.
Does that mean there's 800,000?
And none of that coming to us. We've done
Right,
a little
right.
late.
Yeah,
It was just announced in May.
right.
Wasn't what
And it was announced when it was already 75% allocated. Clever.
We probably had need for it when
Sure.
when they
And certainly I can ask wastewater superintendent Bob Wells if he knows of any other business that might be in need of some updates, repairs.
yeah.
I'll do
Pre-treatment.
that.
It's really be those liquid producers probably for the amount of, like Cabot's is our largest. Guessing that they know about this grant.
Ah, maybe.
I don't know.
I'll reach out to the plant manager.
Yeah, that's right. Okay,
Howard has joined us.
Howard is here. Howard is with us.
Okay. He's traveling unexpectedly. Hi, Howard. Oh, yeah, he's coming in.
So I'll cue Howard up while he's coming in. Earlier this spring, the select board approved purchase of an electric mower from Taylor Rental, Greenworks CV60R, at a cost of $14,500. The cost was unbudgeted and is offset by savings on the lawnmower options contract of $12,305. The Energy Committee covering $4,000 towards the mower and a small rebate from GMP towards the purchase, and Howard can walk us through that.
Yeah, I couldn't be there in person. Yeah, I could go ahead, Ken. So yeah, I'd like to get a better understanding of the 4,000. Since we originally offered to, well, the committee did offer to have $4,000 applied to the mower. And I thought Bill at one point was looking for some additional funding after we found out that the rebate from GMP was not going to be as much as we thought it might be. We were originally looking at $2,500 as a rebate from GMP. It came back saying, well, we might only be able to do $100 based on the amount of usage of the mower, which we pushed back, didn't seem to get us anywhere. It's not a given, we won't know how much the actual rebate is until after the application is submitted to them. But assuming we get next to nothing, I thought that's when that bill was looking to maybe get additional funding. So in our last meeting, we did bring that forward, and what we agreed to was that the difference in funding between the gas and electric mower, which was estimated to be somewhere between $6,000 and $8,000, we as a committee agreed to offset the additional cost up to $6,000. So I'm not sure what, I see the motion that was put in, that was for $4,000, so I'm just trying to understand what is really being asked of the committee. Certainly $4,000 is not a problem at all.
Last I knew, Howard, not having attended the meeting, that $4,000 was in play. We will gladly accept this allocation of more funds for this important project.
Well, and to that point, one thing we were suggesting is that there, well, first of all, Ross mentioned the potential tax credit. I'm not sure how that works with municipal purchases, but we could look into that. The other thing is that we assume there's a savings as a result of bringing the contract back in and mowing in the town. One thing we would like to see happen, and it applies towards a lot of savings from energy initiatives we take, but one would be, we would like to see savings applied, back to other energy savings projects. Now, at this point, obviously, we want to recover the cost of the mower since that wasn't budgeted. We assume maybe have to. And that doesn't have to be part of this motion necessarily, but what we would like to propose is that once the mower is, the cost is recovered, that we'd like to see those savings applied towards other energy saving projects. It does not have to be part of this motion. I don't know if that's good. Did I confuse you with that?
No.
It makes a lot of sense.
I think initially the savings is helping to cover the cost of the mower, so the estimated contract savings was $12,305, so, and that's just 1 year, right, just this season? Or was that for the two, because the mowing contract is 2 years, right?
I think it was for just one season.
Okay.
So.
So what do we need for a motion? Do we just approve the 4,000 and if it's more, it comes back, or?
I think we approved the 4,000, which is what we'd counted on. And, because that's what Bill's expecting, is 4,000.
Howard, do you have some comment there? I saw you shaking your head.
Well, no, I was just saying, we did as a committee, we were okay with covering the difference in cost between the gas and the electric, which would have been $6,000.
So do you want to change the, approve the use of 6,000, up to 6,000? Up to 6,000?
Up to 6,000. I think
Okay.
that's perfect, Heather.
I'll
Thank you.
move the select board approve, were you going to add something, Howard?
But just maybe one caveat would be, if in fact there's whatever comes in through the rebate and everything else, if that would be able to be, if that would be able to go back to our capital budget.
Yeah.
Those kind of savings, if we could
I
apply
think
that.
that's where Heather was coming from with the up to 6,000, so we
Yeah.
could put that in there and before taking.
I'll move that the select board approve the use of up to 6,000 in capital funds set aside for energy efficiency improvements to offset the cost of purchasing the Greenworks CV60R electric mower as recommended by the Energy Committee.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thanks, Howard.
Thanks, Howard.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Is Joni joined the meeting yet?
Joni from the Women's Center, are you with us? If so, please raise your hand.
It's a little bit early.
It's a little bit early.
So who has check warrants? This,
I do. Want me to go for it?
well, let's do check warrants.
All right. I move to approve total expenditures in the amount of $435,462.37, consisting of $328,740.25 for accounts payable and $106,722.12 for payroll for the period of June 14th, 2023 through June 27th, 2023.
Second.
And seconded, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 We pay our bill.
I heard a who. What else would you like to talk about?
You want to do select board concerns?
What's that?
Select board concerns?
We'll do select board concerns.
Pride went really well.
Holy cow.
I saw Izzy there. Not sure if the rest of you made it, but we had, I'm not a good judge of crowds, but much bigger than last year. A lot of fun. It was a good day. You should all come next year if you did not make it this year.
You look busy.
I would have liked to have been there.
What day was it again?
Sunday.
Did
You
you
made it in just
escape
before the weather.
You
Hmm?
escaped
Made
the
it
rain?
just before the weather,
Yep, yep.
because the Foodaroo was canceled, or
Yeah.
rescheduled.
Yeah, no, the weather held out for us. It was, Foodaroo would have got dumped on, but, yeah.
Ben?
I just came from a briefing by the Town Hall Theater. They've made it public about their expansion, and it was an interesting brief. $7.5 million project.
How well attended was it?
I would say there might have been 100 people there,
Wow,
which I thought was pretty good.
that's really good.
Yeah. So it was the usual suspects, so a lot of the typical theater going, but they did a good job with the presentation. It looks I've seen it before. It looks like an exciting project.
Heather?
I'm all set.
Isabel?
Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to all the organizers of Pride. It was a really well run and well attended event. And everyone seemed to really enjoy themselves at all throughout the day. So shout out to anyone who helped organize and anyone who attended.
All right.
Nice. Yeah, I'm intrigued by the water main break. My wife was going by there and saw someone directing traffic and water coming out of the road. Kathleen has reminded us that the Festival on the Green is coming right up July 9th to 15th with, as usual, Sunday through Friday, 6 days of events right downtown, including John Gailmore on Thursday midday, who I was singing with, I think, in kindergarten in Montpelier, singing "I Like to Oot, Ooples and Banunus." It's awesome, and yeah, it's a great event, and it's lovely to see all these people coming.
Okay. Do we have,
Isabel? Oh, Isabel, or am I? Sorry. Go ahead.
did you say Joni's with us?
No,
Still,
No.
we got 7 minutes. We got the chief.
Hey, Chief.
You lonely or something?
The chief is coming to us in executive session.
Okay. I was gonna say, we already appointed him, so if he was gonna say no, we already appointed him.
Yeah, how about that?
What have you got, Brian?
Split vote, but we did it.
Yeah. I did notice that there is a street dance on Saturday.
Oh,
The
right,
the
you're right,
culminating
7
event.
days, of course. Yes.
And then we have the Main Street
Block party,
party, what are they calling it?
the block party.
Block party.
That's-
And when is
that's
that?
27th,
The
that
27th.
Thursday night.
July's
Oh, God.
busy.
It
Yeah.
got moved, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Better update my calendar.
And with turf again this time.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Oh, and since we're doing fillers, there is a list of construction project updates on the town's website under major projects now, so you can check on the status of upcoming projects, including South Street paving projects, Halliday Hill Pump Station, the Chipman Hill Water Storage Tank, and the wastewater treatment facility.
Awesome.
Also to note, wastewater Superintendent Bob Wells reminds us that the wastewater treatment facility is open for RV septic dumping, 243 Industrial Avenue, 7:30 to 3:30, Monday through Friday, for $5, closed weekends and holidays.
Well, that's good to know.
Wonderful.
I didn't know that.
We're also going to post that on the website.
Cool.
Where's
I could
the,
dump my 13-gallon tank that I have in my trailer.
where do we keep the projects update?
So it's at, you have to, I was just gonna make, if you go to for residents, the list is really long. You gotta scroll down and
I see major
projects.
projects.
Isn't it under there? Didn't I see it under there?
Oh, I don't know. No, I don't,
Oh,
Maybe it hasn't been.
local infrastructure projects
Local
updates?
local infrastructure updates. Maybe that's it. Mouse over the navigation button to the left.
Oh,
Okay, well, maybe it hasn't been loaded yet, but it
when
will
we
be.
update the website, when we click on for residents, can we make 2 columns rather than one long column? So, because I didn't think to scroll down for like 2 minutes.
Right.
I'm not,
It's part of the, I guess, the wait here. Well, the part of the project, the website that we're in now is called the site mapping, and learning about it as we do it, essentially it's bringing a lot of common sense to the way things are organized, trying to not treat it as a sink where everything will go on there, but rather putting things where they logically should go in the fewest number of clicks, and then also recognizing that there are just, we've been doing the Google Analytics for about 3 months now, and so we're starting to learn a lot about why people come to the website and what they're actually looking for. And that's going to help us try to decide maybe what goes into a more prominent location, just because this is recreation hours, contact information for town offices, tax maps, believe it or not, are pretty high on the list. So, to your point, we're going to try to make it a lot more logical where things are placed.
I think it's great to be able to go like, the for residents, but the list is so long. Which is good, right? We have a lot of information there.
I think it's the logic of the organization too, once you have that.
Right.
You look like you were gonna say something. You were,
David's got it.
oh.
Okay. Have we been joined yet? It's almost 7:45.
Yeah, she's there. Hope?
I don't think Hope, is Jeremy, is Joni
Joni.
Prem
I thought you said Hope.
Premsna with you? If so, raise your hand.
Has someone from the Women's Center joined us?
Is it the doctor that's there? No?
Down behind Ben Franklin, that red building that had a tattoo shop.
Yeah.
Is there anything in there right now?
Yeah.
What's in there?
Down behind Ben Franklin? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, Pierre Vachon still has a shop in there, a retail shop, and is looking actually for a marijuana retail license
Oh, really?
for that space.
Where?
Pierre Vachon, the building like kind of across from Haymaker,
Okay.
tucked behind the Ben Franklin building.
Isn't that a tattoo shop?
It
parlor now?
It was.
Has been. He had a tattoo person
That's him, yeah.
who worked in there with him. He does piercings and sells some some crafts stuff that he makes.
Is Flora doing so well that there's room for more?
Who knows?
Business risk, isn't it?
It is.
So I was just checking my email to make sure that I didn't receive a message that she's having some difficulty signing into the meeting, but I don't have anything here. Nope, did she just come in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Just
what's your
promoted her.
thoughts? What's that?
I just promoted her.
She's been
Hi, Joni.
There she is.
Hello.
Hi, Joni. Can you hear us?
Yeah, sorry, I was getting my computer set up here. Hi,
Hi there.
thank you for allowing me to join from my back deck.
lucky you. That's good.
So you asked for some time on the select board agenda to give a little update about your organization. So there's about 5 minutes on the agenda for you, if you want to go ahead.
Oh, you said 5 minutes?
Yeah, five or 10
Oh.
minutes, yeah.
Okay, I have been told that, so, well, thank you so much for allowing me to come and share. I'm not sure if all of you are familiar with the Women's Center, but we are located in Middlebury, and I have been the director there since 2016. And we are on Court Street, and are now offering some of our services over in Ticonderoga Road in New York as well. So I really was kind of thinking about ways to just connect more in the community. There's been, because the pregnancy center is coming from a perspective of wanting to offer life-affirming options for women who are maybe facing an unplanned pregnancy and looking at their options and wanting to make sure that she feels that she has the support to choose life if that's her decision. And because abortion has been such a hot political topic, there's been a lot of, I think, misunderstandings around what our pregnancy center does, and I'll only speak for our center. I know there are other centers in Vermont as well, and there's even been some legislation recently trying to really focus in on pregnancy centers to make sure that they're, doing everything with truth in advertising and everything, and that's fine. We should be doing that, but they're just being targeted, and there's been some protests in various different ways, and just some real negative rhetoric out there about pregnancy centers. And as the director and knowing what we do, and seeing all the misinformation, it's just been a bit frustrating. So I appreciate the opportunity to just help you understand as leaders in our community what we do, and give you a few minutes opportunity to ask me some questions as well. So I think you received the services poster that I shared. Did you all receive that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that accurate? Okay. I'm just going to read through some of my talking points as I'm talking to you, and then I think that as I read that, and if you have any questions, that might be a good way to move forward, if that's okay with you.
Sounds good.
Okay, great, thanks. So yeah, our center exists to empower women to make informed decisions about their pregnancy, and we are there to offer support in parenting, healthy relationships, life skills, and recovery from past hurts, including pregnancy loss and hurtful relationships. The center has been there in Addison County for 35 years, and our center has been dedicated to serving those in our community with excellence. In 2022, just to give you some statistics, our center here in Middlebury and the satellite center in Ticonderoga, New York, together served 90 individuals. Most of those were in Middlebury. We've only started with a few in New York so far.
But we've done that with offering pregnancy tests, ultrasound exams, material assistance, and educational classes, which we did sort of another center in Vermont did sort of some research and found out what those services would cost if they were to be paid for by taxpayers, and the services that our center alone would have saved the community, or did save the community, over $72,000. Our center is entirely supported by donations from individuals in the community. So the free services provide a tremendous benefit for families in our community by helping to build healthy and stable families. All of the pregnancy tests, childbirth and parenting classes, mentoring, community referrals, post-abortion support also are just a few of the services that we offer. We have essential resources, material things such as formula, diapers, baby clothes, vitamins, baby equipment, maternity clothes, and again, all of that is free of charge. We provide medically accurate information to women about their pregnancy and other related reproductive health issues, and provide limited ultrasounds to confirm a viable pregnancy. Before making such a critical decision about their health, women feel better knowing they did their research. Clients tell us in exit surveys statements like, "I felt so relieved after visiting your center and hearing about all my choices. I felt like I had the information I needed to make a good decision, and I felt like I was not alone in this decision." After visiting our center, women know that whatever decision they make, they're welcome to come back to our center. Our support and care for them is unconditional. And we've had women continue to come back, sometimes after having still terminated, and many times coming for support for continuing a pregnancy. Our clients give us high approval ratings on exit surveys, and former client referrals are often our best form of advertising. Our center is committed to upholding strict standards of care. We adhere to a commitment of care and competence, which is a foundational document that reiterates our commitment to serving clients with utmost integrity. We comply with strict guidelines regarding truthful advertising. All of our advertising clearly states the services that we offer and what we won't offer. Our medical services are provided by licensed medical professionals under the direction and supervision of a licensed physician. And all of the information we provide to clients is medically accurate. We're committed to providing our clients any medical information, and that is reviewed by a medical professional, and includes medical references from mainstream peer-reviewed journals and other equivalent sources. And again, just because I mentioned earlier, some of the sort of attacks that we get, our high standards, our adherence to the law, and our commitment to serving all clients with compassion and integrity. Oftentimes we see the accusations against our center are really unfair, inaccurate, sometimes feel politically motivated, and feel like they just are going to end up causing services that could be offered in support to be kept from women that could really use that. So I talked kind of fast and threw a lot at you, and you've had a chance to review our services, but does anyone have any questions? I'd love to be able to answer any questions you might have.
I have a question. I have a few questions. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, who's speaking?
Lindsay Fuentes George. Hi.
Okay.
Wave so you can see me. Hi.
All right.
My
Thank
small
you.
dot.
Hi.
You mentioned you thought you were saving the taxpayers money with your services. You said $72,000.
That's what those services would charge.
Right. Though, when people come to your facility for an ultrasound, for example, they still have to go to an actual doctor. So that ultrasound will happen at an actual doctor's office as well. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the early ultrasound that confirms the pregnancy is not necessarily offered at the doctor's office. But yes, they go,
Right. So you're offering them an ultrasound that is unnecessary, which is fine, but to be clear, you're not saving the taxpayers that money.
Okay, sure.
Do you offer abortion referrals?
No, we state
Right.
clearly that we do not refer abortion.
Right. You are a religious organization?
We are faith-based, correct.
Okay. Do you offer contraceptives?
No, we don't offer any contraceptives. We'll do a contraception consultation, but we don't offer contraception.
Do you offer mammograms?
No,
So you do not provide women with medical care at your facility?
we offer the ultrasound, which is a medical exam.
Right, which they could also get at other locations, but that's fine. I mean, you know, people can choose where they want to go.
Right.
Do you understand meta tags, like how meta tags work on the internet, like an HTML tag? Because when I Google abortion, Middlebury, Vermont, your center comes up first, which was an intentional choice that your organization is making, because you have to do the work to make your site come up first when abortion is what somebody is searching for. But you do not offer abortions, and you do not offer referrals to abortions.
Correct, yeah, we offer information on abortion.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. I would like to share some actual information with the community. I would like people to know that complete medical care is offered right here in our facility for anyone who is pregnant or thinks they might be pregnant, including abortion. You do not have to go to Rutland. You do not have to go to Burlington to seek that kind of care. If anyone is a minor, I would also like you to know that Vermont law does not prevent you as a minor from seeking your own medical care around reproductive health, meaning you can go see a real medical doctor at a real medical facility without your parents' permission. It's easy to do that at Porter, for example, which is also right downtown. It's easy to get to from downtown. Yeah, I just want to say that we are now 4 days, 1 year and 4 days into half of our country losing their right to bodily autonomy. If my 13-year-old is raped, depending on what state she lives in, she may not be able to access abortion and care. And her 74-pound body will be forced to carry her rapist's baby. And I'm appalled that that is the state of things of our country. I'm equally appalled that you're sitting here trying to make it out like our community is against you. Your sign could say, "We are not a medical facility," and that would clear things up. But you tag things on the internet to make it confusing. The information on your website is kind of buried under other things. You use words that sound slightly medical, and I'm sorry, but who is your doctor? Who is the OBGYN? Because when I go to the OBGYN, I know her name. Who is your OBGYN?
OBGYN, we have an OBGYN who oversees our.
Right, who is that?
Our nurse. Dr. Joseph Ebner, he's licensed in Vermont, but he's actually in New Hampshire.
What, he's in New Hampshire, but he's licensed in Vermont?
Mm-hmm.
So why is his name not on your site?
I mean, most places.
Most places have their doctors' names on their site.
Look at.
So if I come in to your services, I will be seen by somebody who is a medical professional?
Yes, we have a licensed registered nurse who sees our patients for medical services.
You have a single licensed registered nurse who
Yes.
provides the ultrasound that is unnecessary, the unnecessary ultrasound to the community.
Can I just respond to her? I understand where you're coming from, but you have to know that the women that come to our center are fully aware. They do not get past the reception desk knowing that we do not refer. We had somebody call regularly, "Do you offer abortions?" And we just say, "No, we don't offer abortions."
Who are you overseen by? Who oversees you?
Who oversees who?
Your organization. Like, if somebody were to have an issue with your organization, to whom should they complain? If they were to get inaccurate information at your facility, as has been alleged, whether it's true or not, to whom could they complain?
Well, I mean, I think they can complain to the state. I mean, they can contact us. We have a board of directors. We have a licensed medical doctor. I mean, they can, I'm not sure who the authority is who they would complain to, but.
If I went to a doctor's office and I thought I was provided inaccurate information, who could I complain to? Is there a governing board that oversees that? Would there be repercussions for that physician?
Well, so our physician, I would imagine, because he's licensed in Vermont, would be responsible for that.
Okay, so if somebody feels that they have received inaccurate information from your facility, they should report that they have received inaccurate information from a doctor, I'm sorry, say his name again?
Dr. Ebner.
Abner? Can you spell that?
E-B-N-E-R.
Who is in New Hampshire.
Correct.
But they should complain to the state about the New Hampshire doctor who gets emails from you.
It's their license.
Okay,
So
but to be clear, you are not a medical facility.
We offer medical services, what exactly a medical facility is. But if I could just speak for a minute, our center.
You are not a medical facility.
I'm gonna just clip this a little bit if we could.
No, we have lots of time.
Yeah, no, we don't. We're gonna go into executive session. I appreciate you coming, and obviously, there's some disagreement here. I'm gonna let you two ladies take it up outside of a select board meeting. And we're gonna move on. And I appreciate you coming and joining us tonight and sharing what you're offering there.
Could I just make one statement in response to this?
Quick one, Joni.
Okay. I mean, we are there to support women who are facing a difficult decision, and we do that in a non-directive, non-judgmental, non-coercive way, and women appreciate that. And you can come up with your reasons why they could go to a doctor, but many come to us and feel like they have somebody that will sit for an hour or more, as much as they want, and listen to them. And many women have said, if I didn't get support, I don't know what I would have done. We're not here to try to take place of anybody else, and we've had women say, I'm still going to terminate, and we say, that is your decision. We just had a couple weeks ago a woman who went through with the termination. That was her decision, and she gave us a rating of 10 and said, you guys were amazing. I just needed somebody to process this with. And we have a lot of support, because women, as much as there's a fight to make sure they have abortion access, we also feel that if there's a fight to make sure that they feel the support to carry pregnancy to term, because there are women that want to still do that, and we want to be there for them. So it's not there to prevent. We're not forced birthers. We're not trying to get them to not have an abortion. We just want them to know their support and that we are a safe place for them to come in and have a place to talk. So I just need you to know we're here for the community, and the things that have been said about our center are just are only hurtful. And I know who we serve. I know the women that we've helped, and I know how they feel about what we've given them. So I'm sorry that people feel that way.
I'll respond to that, and give me 2 minutes. No.
This is getting out of hand. This is not what this select board is about, okay? We're not here to be. I don't know as though it was the right decision to come on. If you were here to defend allegations that I have no part of in the middle of the community, but this is not really the place to air out grievances.
Now, I just wanted to say.
No, please. You're done?
I'm going to change your role to attendee.
Ruth, did you have one
I
comment?
just wondered if you've done public comment yet, because I just wanted to
Oh,
clarify
that-
a couple of things about, Lindsay was pointing to some things that, in terms of if the medical professional who is overseeing this clinic is licensed in Vermont and a patient has concerns about the medical care that they received from the clinic, they should make a complaint to the Office of Professional Regulation and the Board of Medical Practice. Those are the entities that oversee licensed professionals in the state of Vermont. And we just passed a law, Act 15, I'm Ruth Hardy, by the way, and live in Middlebury, Act 15, which clarifies this and makes sure that medical professionals that are involved in facilities such as the one that's being discussed are overseen, and that they are not allowed to lie to patients and have deceptive advertising. If you're concerned about the deception of a place like this, making a complaint to the Attorney General is what people should do. So the Office of Professional Regulations, the Board of Medical Practice, and the Attorney General are the three places that are the appropriate places for complaints about the care or the information you've received. And so I just want people in the community to know that, and that is what Lindsay was suggesting. Thank you for letting me talk. If anyone wants to talk more about the laws regarding these practices, I'm happy to do so at any time. And thank you, Lindsay, for your questions.
Good information, Ruth.
And I apologize, I did not mean it to turn into that at all. I just wanted to have an opportunity to share what we offer. But thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you, Joni. So with that, we have a need for an executive session on 2 personnel items. And I have the...
You got some verbiage?
I have the verbiage for you right here.
Fantastic. In accordance with Vermont's open meeting law requirements, I move that the board find the premature general knowledge of the consideration of a real estate matter, no?
Personnel.
Oh, personnel matter, sorry, would place the select board at a substantial disadvantage because we'd risk disclosing our negotiating strategy in public.
That's a motion?
That is a motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye. Aye. Thank you. I further move that the board enter into executive session to discuss a personnel matter under the provisions of Title I, Section 313A1 of the Vermont statutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I was waiting for that.
Also to note that